Hey everyone, it's Brian TINYCRYPTOBLOG. So the other day I was watching a video on YouTube by the Global Blockchain Business Council, and it was a presentation that had people from different aspects of business, and there was a rep from PayPal talking about PUSD, the PayPal stablecoin, and how it's being used. And then there was also someone who was from avalanche tokens, and talking about all the different applications and usefulness and the functionality of the blockchain in broad strokes and what, how businesses can use it. And the pitch for this was all in a business setting. And the thought that came to me was, what if the companies and the organizations that are managing the protocols right now, because they're going out into the business community saying, hey, use our token. Hey, use our protocol. What if these organizations, not the protocol, not the blockchain itself, evolves to the point where it's no longer a self-funded thing, where it's funded by donations or funded from the sale of their given tokens that they gave themselves as part of the initial airdrop when the tokens were created, but turn into a regular business organization. And the tokens and their blockchain just happens to be the product. When I think about this, numerous implications come into play. Implications such as, what would happen to the protocol? Is it going to become a centralized protocol? The gal from Avalanche was talking about you could have a permissioned protocol. You could have do something where you've got KYC, all the participants being onboarded. And it made me realize that as this space evolves, as blockchain applications, just like the internet, as things evolve, as people are starting to see the uses and come up with new uses for all these protocols, we're going to see segmentation. I don't know if that's the right word, but we're going to see all these protocols that in our perception, we used to put in the same tool of decentralized blockchain application, gonna change the world, make us free, and realize, a lot of these, they're not going to do that. They're not going to make us more free. They're going to become software tools, just like any other software. And the tokens, by extension, it's going to be like XRP, where Ripple owns the XRP tokens. Ripple is a for-profit corporation working out business deals, and these tokens are what they use to perform business transactions on behalf of their customers. That's it. The fact that these tokens happen to be traded on exchanges assigns it a monetary value. That's a tool that people use to assign monetary value to those tokens. But they control the tokens 100%. They can burn tokens. They can create tokens. They can distribute them to whoever or however they want. They can buy them back from the exchanges. They could do a hard fork and completely change the protocol, and all those coins in the exchanges are worthless and then wiped out. They are not accountable to the token holding community, the retail people. The only people that they're accountable to are their business partners, because at the end of the day, that's who butters their bread. That's why they exist. They're a business organization. They're in the business of earning revenue with some sort of business activity. And it's the same thing with like Ava Labs. They are engaging in business activity. They're going to be earning revenue. They're going to be involved with this. Now, I haven't gone in depth into their mission, if they're, how much they're into the freedom tech, how much they're set into some sort of hard set way. No, this is what we're doing. Businesses is just a way to expand our protocol and facilitate things, and it's a side gig type of deal. But in the end, I'm putting more faith in incentives affecting human beings and the humans responding to those incentives than I am into a mission statement holding pure and true. In which case, those AVA tokens, what are they going to be worth? Are they going to still be tradable? Could there be a hard fork that completely changes them? Are they going to say, you know what, we're going to do a 10 for 1 value on swapping it for a stable coin? In which case, all of a sudden, you're no longer, you have a stable coin, you no longer have those protocol tokens. Now, this may never happen. But then again, we don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. But these are all potentials, and we need to think about these things, because as long as a game as this is, and as long as you can put value into these tokens, because obviously buying the stock of internet companies back in the 90s will put you in a good position should those companies pan out, and should their derivative product value, the stock, pan out, and should it be worth something, because you are technically getting in early. It's the same thing with these tokens for these networks. You're getting in early. But I'm starting to think more and more these tokens are going to be more like derivative products, like stock certificates, but with usage and utility, where it may become its own category. But at the same time, too, we don't know yet what they're going to form into, what they're going to evolve into, when these protocols are being absorbed into the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is also being changed by these protocols. What's going to happen? The gamble is hoping that there's still going to be these tradable tokens, and you're still going to get out of it, at the minimum, what you put into it. We don't know that. I realize there's a lot of people. I realize that the perspective I'm throwing out here is a very rare voice, but that's okay. I don't care if I'm early to the game and seeing potentialities and putting it out there. It's stuff people need to think about. It's stuff that, this may never pan out, but at the same time, too, it could, or something in this form. So, something to think about. If you want to buy these tokens, if you want to be on the conservative side, Bitcoin is the most firm, where it has an identity. It's a payment network, but also store of wealth. And it's also currently the most decentralized blockchain protocol operating out there. It doesn't have the functionality of a smart contract network, but we know that. It's known. Smart contract networks, how many of them are to pick up the latest fad and phase? How many of them are, if you want to find your meme coins, you go to this network or that network or that network. Last cycle around, it was NFT artwork. Last cycle before that, it was ICOs. I mean, all these networks are getting filled up with all this functionality, which they're open source, they're open source protocols. So yes, most of them, yes, you can go in there and build whatever you want on it. That's part of their functionality. But what's going to evolve to? So those are the potential risks. Just keep that in mind when you're thinking about this stuff. So something to think about. Thanks for listening in. You can follow along on all the different social media platforms listed in the show notes. And with that, everyone, be well, everyone. Talk to you soon.